Rolling? Thank you. So today is the third lesson, Today is the third lesson or third class in the course of educational psychology. So let's have a quick recap on the previous class, as many of you maybe did not join the previous class. So let's have a quick recap. Okay, so far we have started Introduction to Educational Psychology, the first lesson or the first slide. Okay, yes, there are some new faces. For the first time they are coming into my classes. Okay, so it would be really helpful for them. Okay, so we have studied definition and scope, the definition of educational psychology and scope. That means why we should need to understand educational psychology and why we have to read or take the course of educational psychology. This is scope, and the definition is already in here. Okay, then definitely importance in education, educational psychology, why it is important in education. That means what's the role of educational psychology to improve our educational system, to improve our teaching method, to improve our dealings with the students and everything, overall our educational system as a whole. So we have been talking about that, right, Zia? Yes. Good. So we have taught that. So the theories of learning, we have studied so far 3 theories of learning: behaviorism, constructivism, and social learning theory. Okay, and we have studied a lot about the inter-theory connection. That means which theory is applicable for what reason, which theory will be applicable for which age group, which theory will be applicable for which students. So we have been studying there. So behaviorism, Ivan Pavlov and B.S. Skinner, we have taught about that. So there are 2 conditioning, classical conditioning. We briefly discussed these things in the classroom. Operant conditioning, we have discussed this also. So an application in education, so why it is applied or why it is relevant to this education, or why basically we are reading these things apart from getting marks to pass the exam. Okay, so behaviorism, we have studied that, and yes, behaviorism and constructivism are the two most important theories for your midterm examinations also. I have told that in the classroom. Yes. Good. So Jean Piaget and Vygotsky's constructivism is very important for your midterm. I think among behaviorism, constructivism, and social learning theory, constructivism is the most important, because it has its own, exactly, yes, definitely Minaj is right, everything is important, but for the examination, constructivism is more important, I think, because it has a lot to say. No. Exactly. The cognitive process and the constructive process, the construction of cognitivism. So everything is connected. And Piaget's theory, sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, formal operational stage, everything, even everything here actually elaborated very deeply. So yes, that is why I've said constructivism is very important for your midterm exams, okay? So please don't get puzzled, don't get confused, don't get puzzled. Your midterm examinations suggestions is basically given by me time to time, okay? So there is no, suggestion, or sir, please give us some suggestion, give us some common topics. No, if you are clever enough, you can find, and definitely if you are clever enough and you come to the classes regularly, you would be able to understand which one is most important and which questions are coming to your midterms and your final exams, question papers. Okay, so constructivism, Piaget's concept, we have taught about that. And Vygotsky's concept, the zone of proximal development, briefly we have talked about that. But in between those 2 concepts, Piaget's concept is very important. Okay, so one more thing. Maybe I forgot to tell you that. In the previous class, that if you, whenever you are talking about or you are dealing with some concept or some theories, you have to write the theorist name properly, Jean Piaget. If available, if possible, do it, search it on Google or ChatGPT. I do not have any problem. If possible, please write the year the theory basically given by the theorist. If you can do that, I will be adding some extra marks to your answers. That means your answer will be more efficient. Yes, theorist name, definitely theorist name is there. Theory year. Which year this theory has been? Well, there are not many years. Maybe 2 or 3 years. I mean, whenever you are talking about constructivism and Jean Piaget's concept, sensory-motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, formal operational, you just name the year. Jean Piaget, for example, I can't remember now, maybe 1978 or 76. So you will be writing Jean Piaget in bracket, first bracket, 1976. For example, has said that stages of cognitive development, sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, formal operational, indicating the learning occurs as children pass through different stages. Okay, so these things are basically happening here. So I would really appreciate if you tell or write the year at least of the theory began. Okay, so Vygotsky's concept, we have talked about that. And social learning theory, well, we have talked about that also, but definitely not much, because this is this is not much important. This doesn't carry much importance for your midterm exam. But yes, we have talked about that social learning theory. It basically applies to the elder learners or the learners with higher volume of maturity. We have talked about that. Yes, the core concept, self-efficacy, application education, we already have talked. Yes. Okay, so cognitive development, Piaget stages of cognitive development. Yes, we have learned this and we all have written this, those who have came to the class, yes, I mean the previous class. Yes, so Piaget stage of cognitive development, we already have talked about that. These are quite self-explanatory. There's nothing to explain, but yes, we already have done that and we already have written that. Okay, so that was the recap of the previous class or previous 2 classes. Okay, so let's start from here, and hopefully we'll be starting a new slide or a new topic today, inshallah. Okay, after that. Okay, so information processing theory. Everyone, would you please write that down? Everyone, pen and paper on the table. Everyone. Pen and paper on the table, please. For everyone, please write that down. Please write that down, everyone. Sohail, write that down. So these things are basically information processing theory. That means how we write that down. I'm just giving you some insights. So information processing theory is basically how we process the information as a student from our educators. This is information processing theory. Basically, it falls under the umbrella term of cognitive theory. Information processing happens where? In our head. That means cognition, cognitive. So information processing theory, basically, it's comparatively and relevantly new.
Sir, should I write down all of these topics?
I mean, at least the analogy and the application, these 2. If you can write the whole thing, that would be better, but at least these 2, you have to write it down, because I'll be talking about these 2 at least. Well, this whole page is directly not important to your midterm examination, but if you understand these things, you will be adding some value to your answers. See, some answers will be interconnected. So if you have some more information about these things, that your answer will be added high value and definitely will be graded as good in good numbers. Okay. Zia, right?
Yes, sir. I have reached that.
Oh, good. Write it down, write it down. No, no. I believe my students. This is called gentleman's agreement, that we have to believe in our words. Those who do not value their words, they cannot value anything in this world. So gentleman's word is very important. Do you know the written contract? The written contract has been introduced a very later part of human civilization. First, we have just our oral contract. I said, okay, Minhaj, I'll be giving you 10 taka today. That is the contract. You'll be giving me that thing. Yes, sir, I'll be giving you that. So, I'll be giving you 10 taka. Yes. The written contract has introduced many years later. But still, even if, even today, the oral contract carries more value than the written contract. Even today. Yes. Because, do you know underworld, mafia, the Godfather things, they do not have anything in written. They only have in oral contract. They have said, yes, I'll be doing that. They have to do that even if they got killed. Exactly. Hey, do you know, in order to marry a girl, okay, for the boys, and a boy for the girls, you just have the oral contract. In any religion, in Islam, you have to say Kabul 3 times. In Christianity, you have to say I do 3 times. So even in Hinduism, everywhere, it's in oral contract. Written contract basically is the government's job, is the society's job. Basically, you have nothing to be afraid of if you just have oral contract with anyone. That means your conjugal life is based on your oral contract. Oral contract is very important. So, believing our own words is very important. And definitely, we have to respect our own words. So if Zia said, sir, I've written, I'm sure he surely has been written. Okay, so let's start. So information processing theory, it's relatively new, okay? It's relatively new because these okay, some of you are writing. See that if you have any problem, you can come forward or you can have a glass.
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Which one?
chanting that for the keys.
Which one?
Then chanting.
Sorry, wait.
Meaning the
No, hey. Don't disturb her. Hey, no Bengali. We are in the...
Say you take some rest.
Why? Am I depressed or something? No, basically I am depressed. Yesterday night I haven't got very good sleep. Okay? Yesterday night I haven't got very good sleep. I am kind of something...
such as chunking.
Which one? Application. Techniques such as chunking, mnemonics, M-N-E-M-O-N-I-C-S, mnemonics. Yes, M is silent, thank you. And rehearsal to improve memory retention. Okay, let me at least finish that. Yes, yesterday night. Inshallah, by today, definitely inshallah. And please remind me another time while I will having lunch. Please remind me. Okay, so information processing theory is relatively new. Okay, information processing theory is relatively new. Analogy compares human cognition to computer processing, how information is input, processed, stored and retrieved. Basically, some of the linguists, some of the psychologists who work with education, they have said, okay, we have various theories, but these theories are quite old. How about we introduce a new theory where we can compare human mind to computer? This will be beneficial for human beings and definitely for the technological advancements, because if we just can compare how human brain works, we can make our computers more efficient. And definitely some of the human brains, some of the humans, yes, we all know that we are not same, we are not the same learners, we all are different, we all are unique. So many of us can process language, mathematical analogy, everything more faster than the others. Why this is happening? We have to measure that. So is there anything to measure that? No. But yes, scientists are trying to find a way that we can measure our brains workforce, workload, how this work, that means the structure of our brain, how these things work. Yes, we have we have come a long way that yes, some of the things can be measured now that we know our brain has two lobes, left lobe and right lobe. Left lobe deals with creativity, painting, drawing. Right lobe deals with math, analogy and language, these things. So yes, analogy basically compares human cognition to computer processing, these things. So basically we are nowadays in this theory, we can compare human brain to computer. Yes, computer has input, processing and then output. Yes, we have also, we as a human being, you will be given some inputs. Yes, these things are information processing theory, these things are behaviorism. Then you process, then you output, where you give your output in written in the exam scripts. Thank you, Siam. Yes. So these things, yes.
Sir,
did you have any question?
Indicates NLP.
NLP? Maybe, yes, why not? Natural language processing, yes, definitely, why not? We all know that computer, they have other languages, that means JavaScript and those some Java, C++, Python and many other languages, yes, but nowadays computer can understand natural languages also, which is basically the example, the greatest example of that is ChatGPT and the AI, yes. Nowadays they are making our lives easier. Basically, how you know? They can, do you know ChatGPT or the what is the name? No, not the product, the whole name. Generative AI, Gen AI. So do you know generative AI can code for you? They can actually code for you. So basically they have introduced themselves as the learners of natural language. We input in our own language, they understand everything by our own language. So yes, analogy is dealing with that. Definitely, if you write that it can be compared to NLP, and if you can give, suppose it came to the exam and you have linked that with NLP and you have given some information or some examples, definitely your number will increase. Okay, so key concept: encoding, storage and retrieval. Encoding means input. Hey, these things are very easy. That's why I've said this is not very important to write down, but yes, if you write down, it's okay. So encoding means input, storage means processing, and then retrieval means output. These things are very easier. Okay, applications in education: techniques such as chunking, mnemonics and rehearsal to improve memory retention. Memory retention means, yes, now I do not think anyone in here is under the age of 18. No. In this classroom, no one is under the age of 18. So we have passed. No, not her. Definitely not her. So no, not Tasvia. Okay, everyone. So, oh yes, sorry. Yes, Jannat was right. Every girl here is in 16. Yes, in their age. Yes, I know. Okay, yes, everyone here. Okay, so yes, sorry, everyone is here in 16. Okay, but the thing is, our brain has been learning many things. We have learned language, we have learned mathematical analogy, we have learned logic, we have learned literature, then social norms, etiquettes, manners, many things. We have learned religion, we have learned theology. Whether we have learned it on purpose, that means insightfully, or back of our mind, that doesn't matter, but we have learned these things. I believe we have learned these things. We know religion, we know theology, we know mathematical analogy, we know many things, language and literature. Even in Bangla, English, any other language, Hindi, Urdu. Okay, so basically, but still, we are here, all of us are learners. Even myself. Okay, so we are here learners. That is why we say that in order to learn, as we have learned many things, so our hard disk, basically, our hard disk has as storage. For example, our hard disk, our brain has a storage. So we do not have an empty hard disk. So as you know that those hard disks are full with 80% or 90% storage capacity got slower. We all know that? We all know that an empty hard disk is more faster than 90% full storage hard disk. We all know that, come on. You guys know that, you guys have mobile phones. You have experienced that. So with a 90% storage full hard disk, how we can make it learn as fast as possible? By doing these techniques, chunking, mnemonics, and rehearsal. Mnemonics, hey, do you know what does mnemonics means? Mnemonics means, okay, so we have, yes, it's kind of a, to some extent it is, you are right, it is, to some extent it is rhyme. It's rhythmic, it's not rhyme, it's rhythmic, but okay, have you ever heard of this? How many of you have came from, how many of you have came from Bengali medium in your SSC and HSC? Okay, many of you. So you have heard Bengali second paper, some mnemonic words. Yes.
I have a specific example.
Yes, please give it to me. Hey, wait. This one and these things. So these things basically, definitely. So hey everyone. Yes, these things. So these things are basically, yes, please everyone. These things are basically mnemonics. So in order to memorize, make it easier. Hey, Shoel, make it easier in order to memorize, because we have a lot of things coming and going in our mind. So in order to make our brain work fast, grasp that thing fast, we have to have some mnemonics. Chunking means basically some of the words we have learned in order to associate with others. That means, okay, for example, we have learned these things. Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh, Islamabad is Pakistan, New Delhi is India, Canberra is Australia. So there are many capitals, there are many currency name. We have learned these things by chunking. And rehearsal, that means basically rehearsing again and again and again. Yes, I have heard one cartoon very recently. Maybe it's from Nonte Fonte. A boy is saying Gaser pata sabuj, Gaser pata sabuj, sabuj, sabuj. Exactly. So these things are called rehearsals. See, so exactly. So he is basically trying. He is basically rehearsing that thing. Gacher pata sabuj, sabuj, sabuj. See, exactly these things. Exactly. So hey, everyone. So these things are basically applied. Hey. So now we have a theoretical concept. Why do we do that? At least we have a theoretical concept on that, because we have a 90% full, 80% full, at least 50% full storage here, which we had not in our childhood. when we were at class 2 or 3, but we have now. So in order to make that 50%, 60%, 70%, 80% storage full brain, in order to make them run as fast as an empty brain, we have to do these things. So this is the theoretical framework. Now you know why these boys are saying or were saying gacher pata sabuj. Exactly. Okay, so metacognition is basically awareness and regulation is one cognitive process, encourages students to plan, monitor and evaluate their learning strategies. Yes, this is very important. Last one. The last one is very important for the elder learners. Because, hey, for elder learners, for the not early stage of learners, you guys are elder learners. So this is very important because, see, if a class 1 or class 2 or standard 2 or standard 1 boy, if I just tell him, yes, you have to plan your study, you have to plan your study plan, you have to understand, you have to monitor your things. No, he will not be able to do that because he is underaged. But yes, you guys, girls are sweet 16 and boys are 18 plus. So definitely, you guys can do that. You guys can understand as you have an 80% full storage of your brain. You know the norms of the world, the etiquettes and manners of the classroom and the outside of the classroom. You know that. So yes, the awareness, the regulation of one cognitive process. So definitely, hey, why I'm saying that to you? Because I am basically focusing on, there are many aspects of teaching, but every aspect has its own student category. That means as I am teaching you guys the way, I can never teach in this particular way the nursery school girls or the boys. See, exactly, the system will be changed, the approach would be changed, the delivering lecture would be changed. See, so these things are very important for that reason. Yes, this will not come to your midterm, indirect question. Well, I'm not saying that it will not come. There are less chances. Okay, definitely it can come. I do not know, but there will be less chances. But still, if you just know these things, you can add your values, some of the answers. Okay, so your number will be increased. Okay, so this is our slide. Hey, no, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Hey, should we stop? Should we stop? Okay, wait. Oh, authorization denied. Maybe I have to make it in PDF. Yes, it was not in PDF, it was in PPTX. Yes, thank you for the end of today's class. Yes.